also to the Sunshine Coast Council Chamber for the invitation to speak, and also CCIQ, but it's all partnered with KPG based in London. My presentation today deals with a report that I have released. In fact, I think I've got the first slide indicates that, and as a typical consultant I pushed it right to the wire. There are copies of this available, and you can access it on the Sunshine Coast website, Sun Central website, and also through Carolyn Tucker. Just put your hand up, Carolyn, so maybe be like Carolyn. If you want a free copy of this report, I'm very proud of it, because what I do in this report is to actually look at the future of the Sunshine Coast. In fact, half the report is delivered as a narrative for what the Sunshine Coast will look like from a business community point of view, from a lifestyle point of view, even from a social tribes point of view in 2040. That's my shtick. My shtick is futurism. I want to leap beyond 2017, out to 2040, and then to look back and see what were the key changes that transformed the Sunshine Coast over the 20 years or so into the future. What were the game changers, of course? And clearly, a lot of what Mark had cited as ongoing projects at the moment are part of that story. But this idea of futurism, of looking at the way in which cities transform themselves over time, is evident, I think, in this chart where I look at the 20 biggest cities on the Australian continent. 60 years ago, in 1954 of the census, and you can see Sydney and Melbourne dominating the scale there. You see that Ipswich was regarded as a separate city at the 1954 census. The Blue Mountains was a separate city. Kalgoorlie was the 20th largest city on the Australian continent back in our grandparents' day. Let's just transform ourselves to today and look at how that list has changed. And of course you can see the Sunshine Coast coming out of nowhere as the 9th largest urban mass on the Australian continent. And you look at the top 20 cities in Australia and how that has transformed over 2 generations. The underpinning logic, the power that has lifted those places from nowhere to somewhere has been the Australian community's embrace of lifestyle. And that is epitomised in a new city like the Sunshine Coast, branded 50 years ago as the Sunshine Coast. And the reality is that this is also a trend that applied in America, for example, with Florida, that is pushed towards lifestyle. And the question now is, well, what does the Sunshine Coast look like in another generation? Is it going to be more of the same, but just bigger, or will it transform? And my argument is that it will transform. As it goes from 300,000 to 400,000 to 600,000 people, then a new functionality, a new life form, a new business energy will actually come out of that city, requiring specific pieces of infrastructure. Yes, like a $2 billion medical or hospital facility, like an international airport, and of course a new imagined CBD, which I'll come to in just a moment. Very interesting, because if you look, as I do, at strategic plans for global cities, not just Australian cities, I was looking at a strategic plan for Berlin about a month ago. Berlin's about 5 million people, the same size as Sydney. The Germans have a strategic vision for Berlin in 2040. It has 5.1 million people. So add 100,000 people on a base of 5 million over the next 20 years. Australian cities are on a different planet altogether. The Sunshine Coast is on a different planet altogether. We need to be world's best practice at city thinking, city planning, and taking ourselves out of the present and looking at the way in which these cities will operate in 2030 or 2040. And here is Australian cities in the middle of the 21st century. In order to come up with this ranking, I've had to look at the 30 largest cities. You can see the Sunshine Coast holds its ranking at the 9th largest city on the Australian continent. And yes, lifestyle is still important, but I would say that at 500,000 or 550,000, if you include the rural bits out the back, means a very different city. You cannot operate a lifestyle commuter retirement city at 500,000. That city must transform. In order to transform, it needs medical facilities, it needs a university, it needs a town centre, it needs an airport, it needs public transport. Every one of those requirements need to be in place right here, right now in 2017, and you should be able to see the markers that will take that city to where it's headed, in fact, and that's exactly what we're seeing at the moment. Let's have a look at the Sunshine Coast. This is taken from the South East Queensland Strategic Plan, in fact released in October last year. In fact, I know exactly when it was released. It was released in the middle of the smashed avocado storm. So I was dealing with smashed avocados while reviewing this strategic plan for South East Queensland, which also includes the Gold Coast and Brisbane, of course. But here's the Sunshine Coast, and you can see the vision, taking it to 550,000 people effectively, including the rural bits by 2050. And of course, the important things here are the new development areas down south, long known, of course, but officially designated in this plan. Here is the Aurora project, the Beale East project, of course, the Palmwood project. What this means is that this is the city, here is the muscle, here is the sinew that is going to take this city from 350,000 today to 550,000 in the future. Yes, you can actually see there's going to be more spending, more retail space, more hospitals, more schools, more roads, more business opportunities in this place, relatively, than in Berlin, you would say, simply on the basis of population growth. So you can actually see the trajectory that's underway. There's another point I wanted to make, and that's this chart where I've looked at the Sunshine Coast unemployment rate, looking way back to, in fact, the late 1990s and comparing it with Australia. And you see, here's the trend line on a month-by-month basis or quarter-by-quarter basis for the Sunshine Coast. There's the late 1990s. It was sitting up here at whatever that figure is. Here's the Australian average, so it doesn't really vary that much, in fact. And here's the Sunshine Coast. Wild swings up and then down just prior to the GFC. It's pushed out a bit, but it's now normalising. What you're actually, if you take a long-term view, and this is the whole point of a 2040 vision, I get it that the politicians and the planners might look at this year and next year, and certainly business might do that. But in a strategic thinking sense, where were we? Where are we? Where are we headed? And you can actually see the Sunshine Coast normalising, approaching or converging on and bettering the Australian average. Something is happening in this place, is the observation. It's the only observation you could come to when you look at a chart like this. Let's have a look at the issue of entrepreneurship on the Sunshine Coast. This is the last census, and I'm very pleased to say that there is a new census coming out in June of this year, so you can validate these figures. So confident am I that these figures will hold at the 2016 census results. Let's check them again in June of this year. What it shows is the proportion of the workforce that employs people. This is the employer proportion of the workforce, in fact. Now, across Australia, that averages, I think it's around about 15% or so. On the Sunshine Coast, it's completely out of proportion. Here is an entrepreneurial energy that stands apart from peer cities across the Australian continent. This is not a quirk. This does not happen without a reason. You must reach into the gut, into the sinew of that community to understand it. Here is a can-do, private enterprise, entrepreneurial energy. How can we harness that? What do we need to do to harness that? How is that expressed? These are all opportunities, I would suggest, for the future. In fact, sorry, there's the Sunshine Coast. My eyesight, I can't actually see from this up. It's the key piece of evidence to support what I was saying. No one questioned it. Okay. There we go. There's the Sunshine Coast. So let's check the 15th of June or thereabouts. The new census results come out. That's the first KPI I'll be looking at. In fact, it will be there. It will still be leading the pack, is my view. There's a new data set that I've just discovered. This is a data set produced by the Australian Bureau of Statistics, and it number of new businesses created over the last 12 months or 2 years. The data is actually sourced from the ATO, so you get the ABN number, and actually it just shows the number of businesses in different localities across Australia. And at an Australian level, small business employing between 1 and 4 people, there is about 600,000 of those across Australia and about 10,000 on the Sunshine Coast. Here are the big small business concentrations on the Sunshine Coast. Of course, Maroochydore and Noosa and Buderim North, Buderim South, Mooloolaba, as you would expect. That was in June of last year. Over the previous 2 years, in fact, the Australian small business sector increased by 5 percentage points. 27,000 extra small businesses in net terms over 2 years. What's that, about 13,000 or 14,000 per year? Go to the Sunshine Coast, that extraordinary place where 21% of people are entrepreneurs, and that proportion is 7%. It's outperforming the Australian average. And if you go to where it's outperforming the Australian average, it's places like Maroochydore, Marcoola, Golden Beach, of course, Caloundra West and Mountain Creek. I will say that the number of small businesses in Tewantin actually went backwards. Just hold on to that, I'll come to that in just a moment. Here is entrepreneurship writ large. There is something happening on the Sunshine Coast. How can we harness this going forward? This is small business. Here is where those businesses are being formed. So, of the number that have been created, you can actually see knowledge workers and creative workers and construction, of course, all creating new businesses on the Sunshine Coast. Let's step it up a gear and look at new businesses created in the 5 to 19 category across Australia and on the Sunshine Coast, and at an Australian level there is in fact 200,000. On the Sunshine Coast about 3,000 in fact, and you can see the concentrations, the large concentrations of these bigger end of the small business entrepreneur energy on the Sunshine Coast. Let's have a look at the last 2 years, and there's Tewantin. Tewantin's an incubator. It's leaving behind the 1 to 4 scale businesses. It's focused on the bigger stuff. It's moving up the hierarchy. This is what I would want to do and see if I had my career or energy or capital invested in the Sunshine Coast. You'd want to be able to see businesses move up the hierarchy. That's precisely what is happening in places like Tewantin. And if you look at where those businesses are actually being created, in fact, again, you can see I thought this was quite interesting, arts and recreation, construction, of course, public administration. Here's where the opportunities are on the Sunshine Coast, literally at the moment. The other issue, I think, the other game changer, of course, is the airport. Here are the global connections from effectively the 3 airports, or 4 airports if you include Toowoomba, that connect globally in southeast Queensland. Of course, at the moment, the Sunshine Coast Airport has 1 direct flight to Auckland, that's the connection point. But from southeast Queensland's airports, you can get to, in fact, it's 29 cities globally. Sydney offers connectivity to 48 cities globally. Melbourne offers connectivity to 30 cities globally. Southeast Queensland has equal accessibility as Melbourne, in fact. The other observation I had, if you look at the connectivity of Sydney's airport, the 50 or the 48 global cities, in fact 4 have been added from mainland China in 12 months. What will this look like in 5 years or 10 years? Put in a new airport into the Sunshine Coast, and it won't be 1 connection into Auckland. In fact, in my narrative, I have, I think, conservatively suggested by 2040 there could be 15 global cities connected into the Sunshine Coast, probably primarily from mainland China, in fact, in my view. Here is where I think we're headed in Australia on the Sunshine Coast going forward. And of course, another key game changer is the CBD site, the Sun Central site. 53 hectares right in the heart of the Sunshine Coast urban mass, the 9th largest urban mass on the Australian continent. And here is the issue, here is why this is a game changer, because it consolidates the geographic centre of this urban mass as the pivotal point that is going to take this urban mass a generation into the future. There is no fighting over whether it's this centre or is it that centre. It is this centre. It is a reimagined this centre. Come to this lifestyle city and you can reimagine yourself. You can actually create campus-style buildings. You can connect into the entrepreneurial mindset of the local community. You can actually do here what you cannot do in any other equivalent city on the Australian continent. Own that space, control that space in a vehicle that's going to go from 350,000 people to 550,000 people over the next 2 decades or so. That, I think, is the opportunity. And then, of course, there is the straight demographics that you'll find in my report. Here is the Sunshine Coast's population growth over the last 20 years, an addition of 137,000 people. You see there's more Sunshine Coasters in every single age group. Lots of baby boomers, lots of baby boomer kids, and some old people there, I suppose. Here is the next 20 years to 2036. Every age group. Lots of schools, and probably junior secondary schools, and sports, products and services would be businesses to be in on the Sunshine Coast over the next decade. And then up here, it's people in their 30s. The 20-somethings, this is the hipster movement. But up here, you've actually got 30-somethings. 30-somethings will tumble into and lift the bar on the Sunshine Coast over the next decade or 2 decades. What is it that 30-somethings want across the Australian continent? What I have learned they want is affordable housing. The more unaffordable housing is in Sydney, let alone Brisbane, then the greater is the opportunity for somewhere like the Sunshine Coast, and particularly in the vast new estates that have been provisioned, the southern edge of the urban mass at Aurora, Beale East and Palmview, in fact. And then up here, the baby boomers moving out of the workforce into early active retirement. It's not old people, it's not aged care. That would probably be part of the story. It's about wellness and lifestyle. My time now. You should see a rising market for Rhine River cruise bookings coming out of the Sunshine. I am little hips and knees replacements. I'm deadly serious about this. Wellness, well-being, lifestyle, financial management, reinvention. I've worked a corporate life up to the age of 62, 63 in Sydney on a downside. Sell my house in Killara that I bought in 1975 for $50,000 is now worth $2.5 million. I'm going to retire up to Budrum, and you know what? I'm going to pop down to Spark Bureau, I'm going to start a business, in fact. Why would you not want to do that? How can we facilitate and enable that narrative to be part of the Sunshine Coast? In fact, that to me is the opportunity going forward. There's no science to futurism. It's about projecting narratives with a couple of key markers, and the key markers are writ large on a chart like this. It's about kids, sports, schools, education, affordable housing, household formation. Harvey Norman should do well over the next decade, in fact, in a place like the Sun. Or Bunnings, simply investment in housing going forward, and then wellness, of course. Let's have a look at some of the key demographics between today and 2040. If you are investing your life, your career, your energy, your capital into a community, what does that look like 20 years into the future? Does it have the wherewithal to actually deliver the return on my investment going forward? And if you look at the key figures, from 350 to 550,000 people, in fact, that is more population growth than in Berlin, Germany. If you're in the business of building and construction, that's better. This number of schools, we simply divide the number of schools into the school-age population today and then multiply it out then the number of schools, primary schools, secondary schools, private schools, whatever, religious schools, must increase, in fact, going forward. The number of global connections, this is pure speculation on my behalf. I think if you put in that runway, that airport, and if you look at the way in which the mainland China market is opening up its connectivity to somewhere like Sydney, then give it 20 years. What does this look like? What if there were 15 cities connected into the Sunshine Coast by 2030 or 2035? What does that do to demand for hotel development? Where would that premium hotel be located? What would it do to the demand for skills and training around hospitality? What would it do to the demand for training in Mandarin speaking or Hindi speaking, whatever it is that we think that this is going to train? My point is, whatever is operational at the moment at 320,000 people must be different going forward. The number of dwellings, in fact, 130,000 extra, the labour force increasing, the school age population increase, and importantly, that post-80 population, although I would see that as more of an opportunity for the 2030s. There's such things being too far ahead of the game. 2030s is where I would see that frail elderly pitch, in fact. And if you look at, again, stand back and look at the Sunshine Coast literally over 100 years and break it down into segments. Look, you could do this on a decade-by-decade basis, and it's fairly arbitrary, but it's a useful tool to actually look back and see how things have changed. I have a very soft spot for the Sunshine Coast because it was the first place, Maroochydore was the first place that I actually visited for an interstate trip for business when I started my career in 1985. I stayed in the Coventry Motel in 1985, and I was working on the Sunshine Plaza Shopping Centre, the feasibility for that. And I've watched this city transform itself, literally over 32 years. So I can actually go back and relate to this. In that 1950 to 1975, your parents' era, I would imagine, your grandparents' era perhaps, separate seaside towns. Noosa was separate from Maroochydore, separate from Caloundra. In fact, retirement holiday destination, the big pineapple was probably the defining factor of the Sunshine Coast at that time. Served its purpose at that time. Moved to the next phase, in fact. This is the last quarter of the 20th century. I think we've had urban fusion, where Caloundra fuses with Maroochydore at Boccarina, in fact. You've got this fusion. Intercity commuting, the idea that you live in Caloundra or in Maroochydore and commute down to Brisbane. I actually don't think that that is a desirable outcome for Sunshine Coasters. I think by 2040 there will still be intercity commuting, but I would like to think there is not quite as much, but some commuting flowing in the other direction, being attracted to the business opportunity that we're seeing on the Sunshine Coast. It's a lifestyle region, and you've got new locations like certainly Noosa, Hastings Street being developed over that time frame, the Sheraton on Hastings Street popping up. I think it's about 1989, 1988, something like that, the Bar. And then, of course, the current phase. If you stand back from a high altitude and see how this place has changed, in fact, you have the key institutions, the university. You cannot go to 500,000 people and not have a university. You need a university. You need an expanding university, a university of credibility. You need an international airport. And these are things, the enablers, the triggers, if you like, all being put in place. Ideally, you would have a CBD reimagined, and extraordinarily, that is being delivered, in fact, in this project. And then, ideally, you would actually see China flights or similar. And I reckon with the new airport completed by 2020, I've got about 5 years to actually make that prediction. And then, of course, in the last 25 years, the light rail, although I'm sure the Mayor would say, no, we're going to get the light rail much earlier than that, but I've put it into that time frame, maybe the late 20s, maybe early 30s. Business development. Yes, UE is a fantastic story for the Sunshine Coast, but have a look at what has happened in Phoenix, Arizona, or in Miami, Florida, where footloose and fancy-free knowledge worker businesses actually gravitate to lifestyle areas. Home Depot now has its head office in Miami. PayPal has relocated its back office location to Phoenix. If you do not have a factory assembly line, if you have footloose, fancy-free knowledge workers, why won't knowledge workers say, I like that place, I want to live in that place, I want to work in that place? That to me is envisioning how the Sunshine Coast can evolve. And then a cultural shift. In fact, I've suggested that activewear might be the unofficial uniform of the Sunshine Coast by 2040 so. And then, of course, the tramline connection, fusing together the heartland, effectively from Caloundra through to the airport. That is my vision of where the Sunshine Coast can get to, literally by 2040. And then just finally, some key points. The Sunshine Coast has strong population growth. Yes, I understand that that's contentious in some circles, but I think it's also a political reality. We will have strong population growth for another decade. That will take the Sunshine Coast from roughly 320,000 people to roughly 500,000 people over the next 25 years or so. And that will drive demand for key pieces of infrastructure, hospitals, schools, and business activity that will actually blossom as a consequence of that growth. The Sunshine Coast has all the bits and pieces that you need. It has a university, it has an airport, it even has local television, in fact. Go to somewhere like Geelong. Geelong does not have a local television station. Sunshine Coast has its own identity, in fact, projected through the media. And scope, of course, to develop further with the reimagined CBD going forward. Then, of course, there is the fact that I think we'll continue to see baby boomers. And I think this is a market, this idea of downshifting, downsizing baby boomers, ultimately coming out of Sydney and Melbourne, where they downshift, downsize, reinvent themselves, and imagine, early 60s, I reckon I've got about another 20 years of healthy living. I don't want to do it in Sydney, I don't want to do it in Melbourne. How can I reimagine that? Put that proposition before me and I'll grab it with both hands. And then, of course, the idea that the Sunshine Coast must specifically focus on the new industry, health, wellness, well-being, education, the creative industries going forward, and cultivating and growing that entrepreneurial culture. How can we actually do that going forward? I've actually suggested in other forums, with the retirement of the baby boomers, and particularly out of the corporate sector, is there a way of marrying up retired baby boomer corporate expertise coming out of Kalara in Sydney, popping up in Buderim? How can we actually marry that up with a 28-year-old geek trying to develop some app out of a Spark bureau? Look, that's a terrific, kid, but here's the reality of what you need to do. Here's some contacts. How can we actually fuse those two things together on the Sunshine Coast? What is the program that council can actually deliver to support such a program going forward? And then the reference to overseas. The Sunshine Coast did not emerge in a vacuum. The Sunshine Coast emerged to the extraordinary place that it is today because it followed a global trend towards lifestyle. It was happening in Florida in the 1960s and the 1970s. It therefore happened here. If you look at what is happening in lifestyle cities across the US, I think the US is the best benchmark, you can actually see knowledge workers, knowledge industries, the creative industry, the entrepreneurial element surfacing in those cities. What you actually need is not just the energy and an assured rate of population growth, but you also need to facilitate the triggers, things that would hold you back, not having a single CBD, not having hospital funding, not having a university, not having global connectivity, not having a single fusing tram line. Put all of those together, pump it with continued growth over 2 generations, and you transform the city. That's it. Thank you very much.